Ayo, what is up? We're back with a little bit more Nancy Drew. Sorry, it's a little bit late. I got home late, but we're still gonna have fun. Maybe, maybe we'll catch the bad guy this time. I don't know if we'll finish it in this round or not. I don't remember how long this one is, but we'll have a good time no matter what. So we're with Nancy Drew, Secret of the Scarlet Hand. I think we're at least halfway through it. Um, so we'll jump in right where we left off, see what's going on. I remember our good pal Henrik fell down the stairs, and that was that. Henrik fell down the stairs. I don't remember 100% what we were doing at the moment. Maybe we should go talk to her and see what's Joanna, see what's going on. I didn't even knock that time. I just barged
Need something?
right in.
I've got work to do. Bye.
I'm glad I walked in to tell her that. We probably need to call that one lady about her necklace, but let's go see if we can talk to anybody else. No, we can't talk to Henrik because he's in the hospital and he fell down the stairs. Okay, so I'm just trying to get my bearings back of what was going on since the last time. I can't go down there yet because I don't know the answer to the question. So I don't think I'm supposed to do that yet. So maybe what I need to do really is just call that woman from the about her necklace. I wonder if the number will pop up.
You have no voicemail. Press 9 for an outside line.
Let's see. That's the only one I have. Okay. So I might have to go... What is that? Nancy, something's come up in Ugly God. Your mission is meantime. Run through all the typical activities to verify all questions can be answered based on info available elsewhere in the museum. We don't... Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's before Henrik fell. So I've already done that. I've done everything on that task list. Turn game volume up. Okay. I can do that. Sorry, you have to see everything. There we go. It's so weird on here how Nancy Drew has to be. Does that help, Bailey? Let me know. Okay. Maybe it's here. There was a piece of paper that had, like, somewhere that had the office number for here, maybe? Maybe I need to call here. Let me... Oh, I already wrote that down. Okay. So let's go ahead and call them. I still can't get in here.
It's locked.
Bailey, did that help at all, or does it need to come up anymore? It's good? Okay, thank you.
You have...
Alright. So... 1-5-5-5-5-5-1-2-2-2. Alright, what if I just do... Okay, 505 555 12. Okay, that's the number. Am I not allowed to call them? Like, what's going on? 555 1222. 1515 555. Yeah. Why is it not letting me call them? I'm so confused. And I can't turn this thing on. Oh, I guess I can turn it on. Okay. I have no idea what this is doing. I like milk. I love milk. Got me a big old glass of milk right here. It's all I drink. Okay. So, my only other thing is maybe if I call them from the phone at the hotel. Because that's all I can... There's nothing here. I just forgot. Oh, wait, no, I need to go talk to somebody. Somewhere else. I just can't remember what was going on. It's been over a week. I don't remember what's going on. Okay, so there's this guy that we probably need to talk to. We already talked to Sinclair. We can go from 10 to 4 to talk to him. So maybe I can talk to him. Yeah, let's talk to him.
Well, look who it is.
It's me.
Ready to do some memory work, Henrik? I brought you a picture.
Did I bring him a picture?
This will help you to remember.
That face. He's as familiar as my own feet.
Who did I put up there?
Do you know his name?
Pakal. Nancy, this is the stolen carving, isn't it? And I'm the one who took it. I must have. But why? Oh, Pakal. What could I have meant by this?
Not Pakal. Yeah,
If you're remembering correctly, this is a serious crime, Henrik.
Yeah.
You've got to tell me why you did it.
I can't remember.
Okay. Okay. Easy, buddy. Easy.
All I need is some idea of where to look next. I'll take any scrap of memory you've got, Henrik.
It's still in the museum.
Okay.
Why would you break into the display case and steal the carving only to leave it in the museum?
To protect him. I had to protect him. Oh, Pakal. Something is going on at that museum, a devious plot. I was the only one who could stand in the way.
Okay.
Where in the museum did you hide the Pakal?
Forgive me, Nancy, but when I woke up in this hospital bed, I didn't even know my own name. Perhaps the only thing I can offer you is this key. It was found in one of my pockets when I was brought in.
That actually might be really helpful. Thank you.
Maybe that key goes to the lock where you hid the Pakal.
I haven't a clue. Take the key now, Nancy. Find out what it opens and return to me, please, with some answers.
We'll get to the bottom of this, I promise.
In the meantime, I'll sit with my friend Pakal and see if he will tell me anything new. You must keep this to yourself for now. It's your only hope of getting to the bottom of this.
Okay. So...
Do you know anything about
You're
the
gonna
theft of
talk to the
Prudence
pictures.
Rutherford's necklace?
I can't remember.
Okay.
You rest up. I'll be back.
Be careful.
He said he's gonna talk to his friend Pakal, which is a picture. So if that talks back to him, I'm gonna be a little bit concerned. But it's fine. Okay, let's go in. Why does the water fountain sound like it's gargling mouthwash? And it's done. Okay. I'm guessing there's a couple of different places this key could go to. My first guess is going to be the desk in here. Maybe. Yeah! Okay. So I could put that in the computer back in the hotel room. Is there anything else in here I can get?
It's locked.
Yes, Nancy, thank you. Okay. Number stations. Oh gosh. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Okay, so it's in Spanish and in English here. Okay. Transmit a series of 5 digits in Spanish with each transmission starting with Okay. Recurring numbers. Write down the last 3 digits of the series and add a 0 to it to get a 4-digit number. Add each of the original 5 digits and add the sum to the 4-digit number from the first step. This is the station that the smugglers will take a message on. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to do all of that. That hurts my brain.
Looks like I need to find someone who speaks Nahuatl.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that before I'm not even gonna attempt to look at that just yet. Okay. Hiked with the big bunny all day. Temperatures in the hundreds. Water scarce, but highland region is beautiful and pristine except for Bunny's incessant commentary. Even spotted the quetzal flying amongst the branches. A rare treat, symbolizes freedom and wealth. Tale highly prized by Maya. Crossed paths with old shaman today, eager for some relief from Big Bunny. Accepted old man's invitation to eat. Old man Vicente gave us very strong tea, to which BB reacted negatively. He kept shouting, "Bunny rabbits, flaming bunny rabbits." Return of the repressed. Once he even pounced on the floor to try to catch one, but there was nothing there. Vicente thought this very funny. I nearly expired from embarrassment. Tea had no unusual effect on me. Look at him go. Very amused Vicente. Oh, hard rain last night. Shared tent with Big Bunny out of kindness. Pity. What does he eat? Nearly suffocated. Yikes. Old man told us legend has it that the highlands are haunted by the spirit of Amaxkali. I understood most, translated for Bunny. Here's a legend as best as I could gather. At the height of Pakal's reign, a royal Maya scribe, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, wrote an account of Maya that somehow defamed Pakal's name. Amaxkali disappeared along with all traces of her work. The rumor was that Pakal banished the scribe and her writing to the far reaches of the netherworld. Highland elders swear that Amaxkali has haunted these hills for centuries and will not rest until her writings are unearthed and her name is restored to dignity. Banished? Ha, if only Pakal were so lenient. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Would have enjoyed the story much more without the unwanted outbursts of my foolish sidekick. Quite a tale, though. Amazing that it has survived somehow over hundreds of years. Big Bunny wants to start small-time smuggling racket to pay off his college tuition. He's the last person I'd want for a partner in crime. But I do need some way to fund my own studies. I wonder if I could stand it. Travels today have been uneventful. Sun is hotter than ever. Tomorrow we return to base camp. Cannot wait to be rid of my companion. Suspect he is really a dog in bunny clothing. Yak, 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 yak. Bunny the garrulous. Okay. He does not like his pal Bunny. Poor guy. Is there anything else in here? Oh. Translation notes? House. Okay. Will I need those? Rabbit just like the scribe image rabbit as trickster gesture fool uncommon. Okay. I guess I kept that. Is there anything else here that I need? Okay. I guess not.
It's locked.
So are those the only couple of things I can get out of here? I guess so. I don't think there's anything else in here. Because that's just those. And that book. That's it. Fair enough. I wonder if this key... I'm so sorry. There's also some boxes in here that need to be gotten into. I don't know if this key will work on it at all. So there's this box. No. I don't know the password for that. And then there was another box over here, I think. Nope. I don't know. hotel for now. And then maybe I can make a few phone calls and look at that little disc. Okay. So, what time is it? 4:30. So I can put, so this is gonna go here. I'm gonna have to figure out what the password is. I'm gonna take a picture of this. I'm gonna have to figure out what the password is based on that and then what I found in the desk. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. I'm wondering if I can call that place from here.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have to call this place. I don't know why it's just like not letting me. Maybe? Maybe? Maybe I'm just not supposed to call it yet. Alright. We'll go ahead and call Bess.
No peeking at my cards, George. Hello?
Hey, Bess, it's me, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy. How's life at the museum?
Everything was going great until someone broke into a display case and stole one of the museum's most valuable artifacts.
Wow.
A jade carving of King Pakal.
A theft? When? How? Who are your suspects? Do you have any clues?
Everyone
Easy,
here's
ladies.
so creepy.
Let's just say that so far, I have more questions than I do answers. But don't worry, I'm on the case.
There goes your low-key internship.
Honestly, Nancy, it never will cease to amaze me how one girl can cross paths with so much trouble.
Why would the thief keep leaving that awful red handprint at every crime scene?
Talk about a creepy trademark.
Oh, I'm just glad I haven't seen it. With my sensitive psyche, that type of thing is like a 10-year warranty for nightmares.
Does it have any meaning in Maya culture?
Not that I know of.
Well, somebody ought to know. You're surrounded by experts in Maya culture, for gosh sakes.
But maybe it doesn't mean anything at all. Maybe the thief just thinks it's glamorous.
Sure. I mean, who really wants anonymity after all? Thieves have to have style. Something to set them apart, right?
It's not just any old villain that gets a book deal these days.
Well, yeah, it's true. I don't think I need a
I don't
hint
know
just
what to
yet.
make of Alejandro Del Rio, the attaché to the Mexican consulate.
What's his connection to Beach Hill?
Right now, he's negotiating the monolith loan agreement between Mexico and the museum.
And what's your confusion? Something to do with dashing good looks, I hope.
Well, he is a little bit handsome, but he also seems very angry about all the Mexican antiquities his country has lost over the years.
How have they been lost?
They've been taken by explorers and archaeologists and smugglers. I guess the laws have only recently changed to protect Mexico's rights to its own antiquities.
Oh,
Well,
there.
it sounds like
Sorry,
he has a
Hazel.
legitimate gripe.
Yes, but I got the feeling he would do just about anything to get an artifact returned to Mexico.
What do you mean, anything?
That's what I'm not sure of.
Well, let's hope he's just a big talker and not a bona fide vigilante.
Okay, I don't need a
I'll
hint
talk
just
to
yet.
you later, ladies.
Watch out for stale cookies!
What? Watch out for stale cookies? See, in my presence, cookies don't go stale because I eat them way before they have the opportunity. Alright, so I'm gonna go here. We're going to take a look and try to figure out what this password is gonna be. I guess I'm just not supposed to call that other museum yet because it's not letting me. So I guess it's just I haven't triggered that yet. Okay, so I need to go back here and look at this paper. It was this? No. Oh, gosh dang it. I didn't even need to come back because I just needed to look at... Why do I... Hold on. It won't let me just look at it. I might have to go back to the hotel. I forgot I took the paper with me. Alright. Let's try this again. Sometimes it's so bizarre to me and what Nancy takes with her and what she doesn't take with her. Okay. There's a disc in there. Okay, so it's already in there. Got this. So why can't I look at it? It's not letting me look at this. So have I seen this anywhere then? Because this is the paper here that would have me translate it. But it's not letting me look at it or do anything with it. So maybe I just have to wait until I find it. I'll just call them and have them give me a hint on it, I guess. I don't know. See what they say about it. At least. I know I just talked to him.
Hello?
It's me again.
Nancy Drew, you will never guess who the cat just dragged in.
Who?
Frank and Joe Hardy.
You're kidding. I haven't talked to those two in months.
Let me tell you, they're as cute as ever. George and I were just telling them about your latest case, and... judging by the way they're hovering around me at the moment, I think they want to say hello.
Sure, put them on.
Hi, Nancy, it's Frank.
Frank
Hey,
Hardy, what
Frank
in the
and
world are you
Joe.
doing in River Heights?
Well, Joe and I just finished up a case out west, and we're taking a few days to drive back to Bayport. So we stopped in River Heights to say hello to our favorite girls.
Well, that's awfully sweet of you.
We should have known you'd be out there chasing trouble.
Joe, is that you?
The one and only. How's it going, Nancy?
Oh, just knee-deep in another case. You know the feeling.
Do we ever? There's one around every corner, isn't there?
You can say that again.
There's one around every corner, isn't there?
All right, Joe. Cheeky as ever, I see.
It's the
So
secret of my
cheeky.
irresistible charm.
Oh, brother. Listen, Nancy, we're taking off again tomorrow, but if you want to talk shop about this case, why don't you give us a call on the car phone? The number is 973-555-3393.
Sounds great. I'll do that.
Go get him, Nancy.
Good luck.
I wanted to I'm gonna have to go through a whole bunch of different...
Frank and Joe Hardy, taking the mist out of mystery. Joe here.
That's pretty cute, Joe. Can you come up with a slogan for me, too?
Hey, Nancy. Hold on while I put you on speakerphone. You still there?
Yep.
Hi, Nancy. You've got access to both of our brilliant minds now. So how's the case coming along?
Oh, I forgot to check and see if this key worked on the case for the light bulb. Maybe I have to do the ham radio then.
I need to contact people at a dig in Honduras by ham radio. I think they might be smugglers.
Well, ham radio is one of the tools of choice in the smuggling business.
Nancy, I bet you'll get to talk to them on Morse code, too. Dot, dash, dot, dot, dash. It's like being a spy. And we all know the only thing better than being a detective is being a spy.
Well, doing business with smugglers is not exactly my idea of fun. But I don't have much choice.
What do you need from them?
They've got one of the artifacts I need to solve this case. I'm going to use Henrik's code words to get them to send it to me.
Cool.
Let's see what
This investigation
have
is
to tell me.
stalling. Any thoughts on how to get it back in gear?
You're not quite done with your red hand analysis.
You still need to look up the English for HGS.
English for HGS. What? Alright.
Talk to you later, fellas.
Go get him, Nancy.
Good luck.
I don't know what they mean by that. The English for HGS. I don't know how I would talk to you about that or where I'd find it. Well, it's a good thing I can run around here in the dark.
It's locked.
Well, can't go in there. So, I guess we're gonna have to figure out something on the ham radio.
It's locked.
Will this key work?
It's locked.
No. Does this have anything to say? Ham radio use other... Nope. Okay, that doesn't really... So am I gonna have to figure out this ham radio thing now? Guess that's water. Okay, well I know it's there. It's mercury. So I don't know what it means by that. I already tested it. I don't know what else it wants from me at this point. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do something here.
It's locked.
Yes. Alright. Okay. Get my handy dandy Nancy notes out here and let's see what we can figure out. Okay. Ugh. Write down the last 3 digits of the series and add a 0 to it to get a 4-digit number. Add each of the original 5 digits and add the sum to the 4-digit number from the first step. This is the station that the smugglers will take messages on. So I still need to find the word for snake, enter Morse code, and they'll confirm a voice. Then send a code word. Send the item immediately. The coast is clear. Meet me at the rendezvous point. Don't send the item. The coast is not clear. Payment has been sent. Okay. If the station number gives 5612, then the smuggler station is 1246. Put a 0 at the end of the last 3 digits. 1230. Add all the digits in the series. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 is 17. Add the number from step 1 to the number from step 2. So 1, 2, 3, 0 plus 17 equals 1247. Add the number from step 1 to the number from step 2. So 1, 2, 3, 0 plus 17 for 7. Okay, so that makes sense. Password snake, enter the Morse code and they'll confirm by voice and send a code. Then send a code word. Okay. But I don't know how I'm going to find that. Here's Morse code. Okay, this tells me how to use it. Okay. I'm confused. I'm gonna go to bed and see if there's anything I can talk to anybody anybody I can talk to tomorrow. Because it's nighttime. And nobody will be awake. It's only 7:30 p.m. Gosh. Let's do 9 a.m. That'll be a good time. Alright, now maybe there's people we can talk to. I wonder if I can talk to the consulate here. If he'll know. Or maybe. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Nancy.
Oh gosh, there's a lot to talk to you about. Okay.
Why did Mexico choose to lend the monolith to Beach Hill and not some other museum?
Johanna Riggs outbid everyone. I had no idea a small museum like Beach Hill could afford such an expensive arrangement.
I don't think they can.
Do you know much about Maya glyphs?
You've got me there. I know Spanish, English, Portuguese, and several indigenous languages, including Quiche and Nahuatl, but I have yet to learn the language of glyphs.
Hey, you can help me. You know that language. You can help me. What's snake?
Have you heard? The Bacall carving was stolen from the museum.
Well, I heard the alarms going off, but it wasn't until Henry called me that I heard the news.
Yeah, you don't sound very concerned.
You don't sound very concerned about all of this.
I was running late. I just figured somebody tripped a wire and I kept going.
It's odd that I didn't see you.
I was there on business, Nancy, not for tea.
Joanna is beside herself over the loss, you know.
She will get her insurance money and forget about Bacall in no time.
Bacall.
What about the Bacall carving? Wouldn't you rather see it in a case at Beach Hill than lost forever?
That artifact was lost to me as soon as it left Mexican soil. So my friend Bacall goes underground for a while until he is sold again. Suddenly, he turns up in Amsterdam or Hong Kong. Unless he is rightfully repatriated to Mexico, what's the difference?
Okay.
I need to know the Nahuatl word for snake. Can you help me?
What do you need that word for?
Yeah.
Oh, I need it to send a message by ham radio. It's a long story.
Now, if only I could remember the word for snake. I hear you have been a great help to Henrik. I wonder if you can help me improve my memory too.
Something tells me this translation is going to come with strings attached.
I am almost certain that the provenance documents for the Bacall carving were falsified. I have asked Joanna to see the documents, but she evades me. If you can find that file in her office and bring it to me, I think it might help my memory of Nahuatl a lot.
Yeah.
First, you tell me you were unconcerned about the theft of the Bacall carving, and now you have an urgent need to see the provenance documents? Is it just me, or is this a little suspicious?
If I can determine that the provenance documents are a fraud, this will be the first major step toward legal repatriation of the artwork, whenever and wherever it resurfaces.
Okay, Alejandro.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
You
I
know,
feel my Nahuatl coming back to me already. Do you know what Sihuapili means? Princess or lady. Now, if only I could remember the word for snake.
I will say, I think I trust this man. I don't trust that other guy. He has a creepy mustache, but I trust this man.
Have you heard? Henrik Vanderheun fell off the pyramid at the museum. He's in the hospital with a mysterious head injury.
That is terrible news. I hope it's not too serious.
Do you consider Henrik a conquistador, along with Joanna Riggs and Sinclair?
Henrik is a student of my culture and my heritage. Not trying to buy and sell it. We don't agree on everything, especially not baseball, but I have nothing against him.
Especially not baseball. Fair.
I should get back to the museum.
Goodbye.
What if him and Henrik are in cahoots? You never know. I don't know. I trust him. I don't trust Taylor Sinclair. That guy's creepy. I don't trust him. He's the only, like, not creepy one. And Henrik, poor fella, he's just... He doesn't have his memory. That poor guy. He doesn't know what's going on. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna get into her office and find these papers. Can I look around? I don't think I'm gonna be able to look around much with her in here. This is the lady I need to get a hold of, but I don't know how to. That's that necklace. But it doesn't have her number in here. Okay. Wait. What? Nice. I'm glad I can look at that. Okay, let's see.
Need something?
I need to know the
Yeah.
Nahuatl word for snake. Any ideas?
Afraid I can't help you there.
I've got work to do.
Carpe diem.
You have been so unhelpful. You've been like the least helpful person in this entire thing. So if he'll give me the word for snake, that will be helpful. But I gotta get the stuff out of her office. But I can't get the stuff out of her office. Well, she's in there, but the door is locked. Does that have anything to do with anything? Not really. Bubba Fatsis. What a name. Wait, does that say Punchy LaRue? Oh my gosh. Okay, so in an upcoming game, I think it's the Phantom of Venice or something like that. That's a stage name that they use for Nancy, is Punchy LaRue. Okay, so what can I do? I can't really do much else. I need to look up the English word. So I need to wait until nighttime, I guess, to be able to attempt to get into her office. I don't know. What if I go talk to this guy? He creeps me out, and then I can also try to talk to Henrik at the hospital.
Any news?
Do you have any idea what the Nahuatl word for snake is?
I don't know.
Great.
I'd better get going.
I'm so happy.
See you around.
I came all the way over here just to ask him that. Alright, Henrik, you got anything for me, buddy? He's sleeping.
What should I post here? What should I post here?
So, if it's letting me take the hand back, does that mean I need to research it more? I don't know. I'm gonna go back here, make some phone calls. still have no idea what the password is too, because I feel like I need to look at this sheet of paper, but it won't let me. Call Bess and George, see what they say. See if they have any ideas for me.
Hello?
It's me again.
Hey, Nancy.
What's the latest, Nan?
Detective Drew, requesting hint, please.
The Spectro X said that the handprint was made of H, G, and S, right?
There must be a periodic table in the lab where you can look up the names of those elements.
That's what it is. Okay.
I'll talk to you later, ladies.
We'll be waiting for an
So,
update.
I
Bye,
checked
Nancy.
out HG, but I missed the S part. Okay, so maybe that'll have to do something. We'll go look at that really quick. That makes sense. So I was like, I found it. It's magnesium. No, it's not magnesium. It's, what is it? Magnesium. Mercury. It was mercury. Okay, so it was mercury. What was S?
S stands for sulfur.
So sulfurs.
So the handprint was made from mercury and sulfur.
Yes. That's what I needed to know. That's what was guiding me to the next part of this. So do I go talk to somebody about that?
Come in. Need something?
I did the chemical analysis you suggested. That red hand was printed with a compound containing mercury and sulfur. Does that mean anything to you?
Sure, cinnabar. The Maya would rub it into their most important carvings to add definition to the artist's lines.
Huh.
Where would a person get a supply of cinnabar?
We use cinnabar here at the museum the same way the Maya did, to keep things as authentic as possible. Henrik orders those kinds of supplies, but we've been out of stock for quite a while. The last I heard, there was some kind of holdup with the distributor.
Okay.
I've got work to do.
Bye!
So now what do I do? Do I just go talk to everybody about cinnabar? What time is it? Let's see if he's awake yet. Can't talk to him about cinnabar. 61 and a half. He's divorced. He's allergic to chicken and bee stings. I don't... See, this is why this one's one of my, like, least favorite ones. I feel like it's just... It's, like, stuck.
Any news?
I'd better get going.
Keep up the good work.
You get, like, stuck in it and then you don't know what to do. I don't know where I just went, to be honest. It's not where I wanted to go. I'm trying to talk to everybody and see if they have anything to do with, like, the cinnabar thing.
Hello.
I should get back to the museum.
Adios, Nancy.
I wonder... I feel like I'm just going in circles at this point. If... Here... If I can see anything on this list... Where to buy cinnabar, and if I could call the company. That's bubble wrap, brushes, acid-free tissue, cotton balls. No. Do I have any voicemails?
You have now voicemail.
Who? I'm so tired. Okay. I can see if she'll talk to me at all.
Need something?
I've
No.
got work to do.
See you around.
I need to get back there. Okay, so the next thing... I need to crack that code as well, but I can't look at this page.
Bess Marvin's Mopatorium.
George, it's Nancy. What's going on?
Oh, Bess has been in a supreme funk ever since the Hardy Boys left.
Nancy, why doesn't River Heights have any cute boys like those two? Why?
Bess, I'm sure Nancy is not calling to hear you moan. What's the latest, Nan?
Yeah.
Detective Drew, requesting hint, please.
Check out the phone list in the lab and see who Beach Hill's Cinnabar supplier is.
A sleuthy phone caller, too. Ought to give you an idea of when the last order was filled.
I'll talk to you later, ladies.
We'll be waiting for an update.
Bye, Nancy.
That's what I was doing. That's what I was literally trying to do, and I didn't see it. So I must be blind. Alright. Anyways. Round 2. See, like I'm just going in circles. Okay, so let's see. Where would it be? Framing tools, supplies, brushes. Bubble wrap and other packing supplies. Let's wax, tissue. Probably this one. There's mercuric sulfide. Would there be another word for it? So let's try 202-555-3303. No. 6766. 6766. Let's try that. Okay. Dr. Bob.
You have no voicemail. Press 9 for an outside line.
Let's try that. We'll see if we can get in here.
Keep it real. Max speaking.
Hey.
Hi, do you sell a compound of mercury and sulfur?
Mercuric sulfide? Oh, we sure do. How much do you need? First things first. What account's this for?
Well, the account number is BH008P, but I'm not sure if we need any.
Well, hello there, Beach Hill. Hey, you're not Sunny June. Whatever happened to that guy? I suppose he caught a ride on a flying saucer, huh? What a riot. I'm sorry. Anyway, you don't need to reorder, do you? Unless you ate last week's shipment for breakfast, that is.
You're sure it was last week?
Oh, that's what it says here.
Do you know who placed that order?
Well, the initials on the order are JR.
J.R. Joanna, whatever her last name is.
So there hasn't been a holdup at the distributor or anything like that?
Hold up. Oh, I don't know where you heard that. We've got enough mercuric sulfide in-house to sink a ship.
Was the package shipped to the museum?
Oh? Oops, I guess we didn't ship it at all. It looks like the package was picked up here at the warehouse.
Weird.
Can you remember anything about the person who picked up the package?
I sure can't. Guess I must have been at lunch or something.
Well, thanks for your help.
Sure thing. I hope there wasn't any problem with the stuff, was there? We only used the top-grade mercuric sulfide.
Judging by the impression it left, I'd have to agree that the quality was fine.
Well, you sound a little green in the chemicals department, if you don't mind my saying so. I hope you know that mercuric sulfide is highly toxic. Makes you crazy.
Maybe this guy's been huffing some mercuric sulfide.
Well, I have heard that mercury poisoning can cause hallucinations and other symptoms of psychosis.
Oh, looks like I've got another call coming in here. You give us a call in about 4 months or so when you start to run out, okie doke? And don't forget to keep it real.
Alright. Thanks. So that's a problem. I don't know where this lead is taking me, though, because it's kind of a dead end at this point.
Need something?
I've got work to do.
Bye.
So it's all gone. Is there anything in here? No. Carving, unidentified glyph, classic. Okay. One. Oh wait, those are what's in. Are those what's in the? Hold on. Does that have anything to do with like the boxes over here? So like this one, BH1113. So then would that be this? 1113. Diego de Landa ornamental carving. Jade. So would this have anything to do with its password on the box? I feel like not, because there's nothing there, but that's that box there, so it's something important. And then there are other ones over here. There's this box, 1403, and then the other lockbox has a number on it as well. One 1704, but the only one that has like an actual number I can punch in is 1113. Yeah. I don't remember what the other box was. Okay. Well, that's all I can do in here for now. I wonder... I don't think there's anything I can do in here either. Not yet. See if Henrik's awake yet. That's so helpful. See, this is why this one's like one of my least favorite ones. I just feel like I get stuck and there's like
Hello?
hardly
Hi,
anything
Bess.
to, like,
What's
do.
new?
Well, it's still raining, and I am still the reigning Go Fish champion of the week.
Great.
So, you're over your funk?
You'd be amazed how letting her win has lifted her spirits.
George Fane, I beat you fair and square, and you know it.
If that's what you want to tell yourself, Bess. Anyway, what's up, Nancy?
Detective Drew,
Yeah.
requesting hint,
Yep.
please.
See if Henrik remembers anything about his password.
I can't.
And while you're
He's,
at it,
like,
put that
literally...
unfinished riddle translation up on the memory board.
Maybe the Star Glyph Man will make some headway on it now that he's got a clear head, so to speak.
Bess, just kidding.
I'll talk to you later, ladies.
Call back soon.
Yeah, and good luck.
I can't look at it. I have to give it to Henrik, but he's asleep. So I wonder... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go put it on his door really quick. While he's sleeping. He can have that. Okay. Man, that's what I want to be doing right now. I'm so tired. And I'm going to come back here. I'm going to go to bed. It's 1:45 p.m. It's only open for... I wrote it down somewhere. I'm allowed to go see Henrik from 10 to 4, so maybe... Let's just set it for 10 and see if he's up then. Okay. Let's go see if Henrik's up now and see if he'll answer any of my questions. Yay!
Nancy, you have brought me back to my work.
Nancy.
You recognize the riddle then?
I've been working like a fiend. Look at the board.
There's Henrik's password.
Stone! Yes, I can get in there. Stone. I curse upon you who beholds this terror. The evil deeds of the whisper of the silent secret remains undead. Within this prison of stone, broken only when the four couriers of the world are bound together. When the first king ascends the throne again. When the last Copen fool has labored until the end of time.
This has something to do with the plot at the museum, Nancy. I'm sure of it.
Okay.
Who is this whisperer of silent secrets?
The Whisperer came from a distinguished line of royal scribes. I can't seem to remember her name, but I do recall that she wrote an account of Maya history that greatly angered Pakal because of the way it depicted his ascent to the throne.
I read about that lady.
What did the scribe say? That Bakal had bad fashion?
From the age of 12, when he came to the
I've read
throne,
about her in that-
Pakal
in the
claimed to
desk.
be divinely appointed the first true, authentic king of the Maya. Then, the Whisperer came along and wrote that Pakal was only king because his mother pulled some strings. It was quite a blow to Pakal's image.
So he put her in a stone prison?
Pakal swore that the Whisperer's words would never see the light of day. He put her body, her soul, and her writings all in a tomb and locked it up tight.
Ooh, hope she was dead by the time, because that would be... Oh.
Does this mean that the monolith is hollow inside and full of bones?
That's the idea.
Oh, gosh.
Do you think the monolith can be opened?
Good question. I'm certain that there's a dirty rat trying to get into that tomb. This is where my memory fizzles out. If I could only figure out why I took the Pakal.
Do you think there is anyone I can trust?
Probably
Please
not.
don't breathe a word of this. There's too much at stake.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay.
Did you use Joanna's name last week to place an order for Cinnabar with Keep It Real Restoration?
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
That's fair.
Do you have anything against Joanna?
Who knows?
Who knows? I don't.
I don't suppose you have a Nahuatl word for snake floating around in your memory bank somewhere, do you?
Who knows?
Gosh.
Have you ever been part of a smuggling racket?
I don't know.
My land, this man.
Can you tell me what the password is to your disc?
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
Great.
Henrik, I need to know where you put the Pakal carving.
I don't know.
Okay.
You rest up. I'll be back.
Be careful.
Henrik, you were somewhat of a help, but not enough. This case would be going so much smoother if you didn't have amnesia. I'm just telling you that right now, my guy. Alright, I don't want to do that. Okay. So I think it's stone. Woohoo! Okay. I curse upon you who beholds this tear. The evil deeds of whisper of silent seekers remain undead within the prison of stone, broken only when the four corners of the world are bound together, when the first king ascends the throne again, when the last Copen fool has labored till the end of time. I don't know what that means. Ritualistic ball game originated about 3000 BC. Did Maya think of bull as a metaphor for warfare? Matchmaker, hired by a boy or groom's parents to assess the suitability of a prospective marriage. Bride and groom were often married without ever having spoken a word to each other. Check to see if there's an exhibit on this for the temple quiz. Okay, so that's the temple quiz question, and that's going to help a lot, actually. So let me write that down as well. So, okay. that'll get us farther too. So this actually gave us a couple of different things that'll help us. T-A-N-C-A-H-A-B. Okay, so that might be... Alright. Jade is super... All different shades of green. Maya considered jade to be divine, far more important than gold. Used it often to make both artistic and sacred objects. The 6 keys would likely be carved out of this. Okay, so I need a bunch of little jade things to open up the monolith in the garden. And it's full of a dead woman. Cool. Describe a Moxcully... I don't know if I'm saying that right. From Shaman's Legend, see the travel notes from Summer of 72. The monolith must be a mechanism for her punishment, and because she was most likely of royal lineage, Pakal could not permanently prohibit her from entering the underworld. So there should be a mechanism within the prison of stone to allow her soul to find its way out, as well as a mechanism for someone else to open the prison from outside the monolith. The 6 keys. So I'm going to find 6 keys. Artifacts found as far north as New Mexico. Numerous pieces lost in recent heist. The North Key likely among them, but contact other museums in the area just in case. Lila Higgins' house. No. Okay. Maya civilization extended to western Honduras, northern El Salvador, Belize, further Amazon jungle. See Rutherford interview in recent issue of Art Appraiser. Okay. And then Cantunilcan, I probably butchered that too, is the western tip of Mexico. What about Cuba? The Maya were great astronomers, therefore capable of sea travel. Seems likely they would have been aware of the island. Research records show Bishop Diego de Landa found a strange jade carving there in 1652. Could this be the East Key? Okay, so each key represents like the north, south, east, and west. So I gotta figure out which one goes where, and we also have to find each key. I'm not gonna... Is it too far? Research 1898 jade carving with unidentifiable glyph sold at New York auction. According to Providence Docks, artifact originally found by Spanish military... It's supposed to say military? Miliary? Maybe it's supposed to say military. Commander Juan de Ascension Cortego, 1753, Cocos Islands off Costa Rica. Sold to whom? Carving sold to Midwestern shoe polish tycoon Henry Albert Dowdle. Dowdle Henry Albert IV. Is that related to the artist Poppy Dada or whatever that creepy dude was raving about? Let me write down her number. 605 555 319531. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to call that as well. Reports from Digger Good found jade carving with rabbit glyph. Rabbit was trickster in Maya folklore. This could be used for the fool. Radio for delivery. Okay, so that's probably the one that I'm gonna have to find over the ham radio. Pakal touted itself as the first true king. The beach hill carving must be next on the thief's list. Must stop. How? I need to place Pakal in a safe place. I cannot trust anyone at this time. Moral dilemma, but I can argue that the end justifies the means, and I need to send a loud and clear message to the culprit racing to open the monolith alongside me. I only hope that I can win this round. Okay, so he did steal the Pakal, but he hid it somewhere, and he doesn't know where. The city's name means submerged crocodile. Crocodile depicted in many glyphs. The priests responsible for giving children their first names. Prefix is A for boys, X for girls. After prefix, the name of the mammal, reptile, or bird, e.g. boy, balam, girl, quat. After puberty, the child would take on his or her father's last name as well. Okay. So that's everything there. Contacts, Mexico. Are these what I'm gonna have to... Belize, Guatemala, dig in progress, sabbatical for 6 months, Honduras, password snake. Okay, This I do need as well. So Copen and data progress, yes. Copen, keep an eye on this. Contact ham radio station is 2050. So that will help me on the ham radio thing, but I still need to find out what this password for snake in Waddle is. So 2050. Comments password snake in one. Okay, I don't know that, so I have to figure that out. But I gotta get this papers from the lady to give to the guy, the Mexican consult, so he'll tell me. Speak German only. Okay, so that's all that I need from that for now. Okay, so I do have some things I can work on. I can go back into the pyramid, and I can... Okay, we'll go back into the pyramid. So I can go into the pyramid and put in that last question and get down to the 4th floor, which will progress us in that way at least. And then I need to make some phone calls. There. Okay. So I did all the other games in here. I just need to do this one. What's the name of the shield? Okay, so I have all these written down. Okay. Okay. Icephalic. And then... Okay. So what is the name of the Maya matchmaker? That's the one that we just found on the laptop. Congratulations! You have successfully completed the temple level quiz. Okay, so let's see my progress. Oh, I did it all. Look at me go. Alright. Good for me.
It needs a card.
Yes. Thank you, Nancy. Alright.
It's locked.
Yes, finally. We're down here. Okay. So is there... What's down here that we can look at? Ah, that's spooky. Ah. King Pakal's tomb. Recreated the Great Find. When King Pakal died after 68 years on the throne, his remains were adorned with rare jade ornaments, including the now famous jade death mask, and deposited in an elaborately carved stone sarcophagus. Much like the one you see here, the sarcophagus was placed in a tomb set deep under the temple of the inscriptions at Palenque, Chiapas, Mexico. Like the archaeologists who discovered Pakal's tomb in 1950, your curiosity and hard work have led you to a hidden chamber. Now it's time to investigate the contents of the sarcophagus. But how? The answers lie ahead. See, I'm sorry, but when I see like a sarcophagus, I really don't want to just go head first into that. Okay, I guess. Alright. Okay. Jade in the Maya. To the ancient Maya, jade was a sacred stone, more valuable than gold or silver. Green, like the shoots of young corn plants, jade was a symbol of life, associated with fertility and life-giving waters. It was even believed to have healing powers. The Maya used jade to make both artistic and sacred objects. Maya notably distinguished themselves by wearing jade ornaments. Kings were even known to have jade chips embedded in their teeth. Ow. The jade carvings you see here are replicas of those found in the sarcophagus of King Pakal. Typically, only royalty could afford to be buried with so much jade. Okay, so those are just replicas, nothing I really need. What is this? What? What does this need? Okay. Maya were expert astronomers and were extremely interested in the passage of marking time. While they did not use hours or minutes, they did have a complex method of determining the days and months of the year, and their calendar was very similar to Western calendars. The calendar on the wall is called a Solkin calendar and was used to track the days in a 260-day year. In this calendar, there are 20 weeks, each with exactly 13 days. The days were given numbers represented by bars and dots, while all the weeks were represented by the following logographs. Challenge. Using the logographs below, move the calendar stones so that the date equals 12 Kaban. Okay, so I need this thingy here. So it's just going to be easier instead of me trying to draw that. I'm going to go ahead and just take a picture of it, and I need something to represent 12. That. Okay. So let me go ahead and put my little doohickey in. Can I move the outer ring? Oh, I can. Okay. So the one I need is going to have 3 little feet. They all have 3 little feet, so never mind. So I really just need to look for like a little dancing looking man inside. There, okay. So now I need 12, which earlier, so that was, I think 1 dot meant 1. So that's 1, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's this one. I don't remember. Okay, so that's 10, 11, 12. So I need this one in there. I went the wrong way. Oh, gosh dang it. Oh, I did it! Yay!
It needs a card.
Okay. That wasn't that hard. So, do I have to do all the other things to get the sarcophagus open? What are the other ones? There's a... Ooh. I love it. I want one, actually. I think I want that guy in my house. Unless it's haunted, then I don't want it in my house. I don't want a haunted guy in my house. Maybe I want a haunted guy in my house. I think my house is already haunted. But that's another story. Oh, boy. Okay, so I can just do it this way. And that's gonna... You know, I could do it this way, and that might actually... So... Let me just go ahead and write that down, and I'll just do this pretty quick. Instead of going and researching all of them, even though it's probably the smart way to do it, I'm just gonna do it by guessing, because it's seeming to go well with me. So he's the corn god. Okay. Alright, what about this one? So, A-H-A-U-K-I-N. We'll find out what he is. Or she. Okay. It's the first one. God. Wait, what? Sun god. Okay. And then T-L-A-L-O-C. Okay. Okay. So that guy's the rain god. I know this probably isn't the best way. I should probably go around and find all of them. But, you know what? Okay. I feel like this is going to save me some time. And it's the war god. Why do I feel like that one is the death one? It's not. We already did corn. Okay. Oh, that would actually make sense because females start with IX. Right? Isn't that what it said earlier? so we got that one. We don't have too many left. Ah, nice. Is Travelers. I just got a few more. This one. Oh, look at that. Okay. And then this guy. We don't have this yet. So, or wind, so it's wind. And then, so this one's got to be the Jaguar one. Okay, so now we have those two. Stop here. So this guy's the corn one. Corn, and then this one's sun. So before I do that, I'm going to stick my card in, actually. Okay, so this one's corn. This one is sun. This one is rain. This one is war. This one was the moon. And then this one was travelers. This one was death. This one was wind. And this one was jaguar. Boom. I got it. Look at me go. It's not technically cheating, is it? As preparation for the long and often dangerous journey through the afterlife, the Maya buried their dead with religious articles and objects they had used when alive. Tools such as grinding stones and flint points, jewelry and other ornaments, small figurines placed in the arms of the dead for companionship. Priests were buried with their books. Jade beads were placed in the mouths of corpses along with ground corn for physical and spiritual sustenance in the afterlife. Burial rituals for rulers were particularly elaborate to ensure a high level of status for their ruler in the afterlife. To learn more, be sure to explore the King Pakal tomb exhibit. Also on this level. I think I have to get... Oh. Is it like actual... I mean, no, it's a video game, it's not an actual dead guy. But like, do they actually just have like a human... Why am I able to just look at the water? That's not scary. Please don't be another quiz. It's a quiz.
I wonder if Henrik would remember the answer.
What animal did Lord Pakal? Oh, great. What animal? Is it the jaguar? Because I keep referencing that. Okay. That's the only thing I need is the I'd have to go talk to Henrik. But I want to guess. Okay. Armadillo? Lemur. I have no idea.
It's locked.
Okay. I'm not sure why I can look at the water. Is there something significant about that? It's not real water. Okay. So I think I'm gonna have to get all of the questions right to be able to do this. I'm assuming. Yeah.
It's locked.
Yep. No. Okay. So I got a little bit of progress down here. Anyways. And I got the ham radio thing, so maybe we can go figure... No, because I have to figure out the word for snake. Let's see. That's not where I wanted to be. Just for funsies, is anything in the mail? No. I probably have to call somebody about that. Let's see if it'll let me call the museum now.
You have no voicemail. Press 9 for an outside line.
What was it? Maybe? Nah, it's not gonna let me. Maybe? No. Let's see if this guy has to say. I feel like half of Nancy Drew is just calling people.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, to what do I owe the pleasure of this call?
I need to contact a woman named Prudence Rutherford.
That's who I'm trying to get a hold of.
I noticed she's on the board of the Topeka Commission for the Arts, and that they've donated money to Beach Hill. Any idea how I might track her down?
Well, you're in luck. It so happens that Prudence and I sat on the panel of judges for the Kansas Speak No Evil Mime competition for 3 years in a row. Back when I lived in Wichita. How's that for a small world?
That's good.
You judged a mime competition?
Indeed I did. I haven't talked to Prudence in about 10 years. But let's see if I still have her in this old dinosaur of a Rolodex. Ah, yes, here we go. Got a pen? It's area code 785-555-7279.
All right.
What's this all about?
I think Ms. Rutherford had a run-in with a red-handed thief, much like the one who took the Pakal carving.
Ha! You're a real pro, Nancy. Say, why don't I call ahead and let Prudence know what's going on? That way I can say hello, and she'll be expecting you.
That'll be great.
That would be great, Mr. Rose.
Not a problem, dear.
Okay, so I'll call her in a few minutes. I still need to get those papers. What time is it? I need to get those papers from What's-Her-Face.
Come in. Need something?
Do you, by any chance, know what animal Pakal was afraid of?
Afraid I can't help you there.
I've got work to do.
What?
Semper ubi saboobi.
A, I don't know what that means. And B, what, you're supposed to be like a genius on Pakal and the Mayan artifacts and stuff. Yet you don't even know that. Like, you don't know anything when I ask you.
Good afternoon, young lady.
Ooh, I'm so sorry. I keep yawning.
This is a long shot, but do you know what animal Pakal was afraid of?
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
You rest up. I'll be back.
I'll do my best.
Great. This guy know? He's weird.
Any news?
Do you, by any chance, know what animal Pakal was afraid of?
You've got me there.
I'd better get going.
Keep up the good work.
How will I figure it out? So... let's see if he knows.
Hello.
Do you know what cinnabar is?
The red powder that the Maya used? Sure, I know it. They use it at Beach Hill too, do they not?
Cinnabar was used to make the red handprint that was left at the scene of the Pakal theft.
What is your point?
Joanna said the museum didn't have any, but the supplier said she ordered some last week.
Have you called the police?
I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Of course. Sister Joanna couldn't possibly be a thief now, could she?
I should get back to the museum.
Yes, you should.
I don't know why I still trust him. Okay. There was one more number I needed to call as well. It was for that lady, so let me come here and call her. Okay. Nope, okay. Ah. Okay, so I was calling one of his contacts, and then I'll call
We're
them.
sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the...
Oh my gosh, it won't let me, like, do the area codes. Okay, so is it just 7279? Maybe I have to put a 1 in front of them for it to actually, like, work with the area
We're
code.
sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
That's literally just the number, like, that Mr. Rose
Yes,
gave me.
hello?
I have to put a 1 in front of it. Okay, that makes sense.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew, calling from Washington, D.C. I'm trying to reach Prudence Rutherford, please.
Oh, yes. Franklin told me you'd be calling. Such dreadful news about Beach Hill. I will do everything in my power to help you catch those rapscallions. To think how they violated the sanctity of my domicile. Good heavens.
I'm sorry to hear about your loss. What can you tell me about the necklace?
I can't even think about it. Oh, just the very thought of my precious necklace gone, stranded, orphaned, and in the hands of some dirty stranger makes my blood boil.
Where did you purchase the necklace?
Good heavens, one does not purchase such a piece. I inherited it from my mother-in-law. But you see, the necklace means much more to me than just a handful of priceless rubies.
Did the necklace have a lot of sentimental value?
Yes, I'm afraid it did. I had the necklace restrung to include an exquisite jade carving as the centerpiece, a genuine artifact of the ancient Maya. The carving is not only one of a kind, but a Rutherford family heirloom given to me by my great-grandfather when I was just a little girl.
What does the jade piece look like?
It features a rare glyph. No one's been able to give me a precise translation, but most epigraphers have agreed that it has something to do with a snake, the color green, and the direction south. It's terribly fascinating.
Ooh, maybe it's the South Key for the monolith.
Do you think the thief or thieves had any idea of what they were stealing?
Oh, they must have known. The rest of my valuables were left untouched. Frankly, I don't know whether to be grateful or insulted.
When did you realize that you'd been robbed?
The first thing I saw when I opened my eyes was this positively ghoulish red handprint on the wall. I nearly jumped out of my skin.
A red handprint was left at the scene of the crime at Beach Hill, too. Ms. Rutherford, I'm almost certain that these robberies were committed by the same person.
But why? What is so special about these carvings?
They're very expensive. Sorry.
Miss Rutherford, I'd like you to meet Beach Hill's epigrapher, Henrik Vanderheun. Is there any chance you could fly out to Washington for a couple of days?
I'm afraid that's out of the question. The annual Corn Growers' Ball is just 3 weeks away, and I'm the head of the steering committee. Besides, this whole thing has left me so out of sorts. I'm in no condition to travel.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why
I
keep
understand, Miss
yawning.
Rutherford. Is there any other way you could get me some more detailed information about the jade carving?
I can do better than a photo. The insurance company made this dreadful replica of the necklace with the idea that I would wear such a thing to public functions. Please. But I could send that to you if you'd like.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be wonderful. How soon could you have it here?
You have it tomorrow or the next day. My secretary will have
Nice.
the address of the museum. Now, if that is all you will require, young lady, I will need to attend to other pressing matters.
Yes, that would be great.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
million, Miss Rutherford. I won't let you down.
Call me Prudence. Oh, and Nancy, when
Maybe this
you
caffeine
find
will
the
help me
villains
stop
who
yawning.
did this to me, do me a favor and give them a sound thrashing.
Will do.
You're coming through loud and clear. Bye.
All right. So let me try this other number one more time. So 160-555-313195. Okay, there. Actually went through. Then maybe I can also call the museum.
Daddle residence.
Hi, may I speak to Henry Daddle, please?
Speaking.
Mr. Daddle, my name is Nancy Drew. This is a long shot, but I'm calling regarding a Maya artifact that was bought at auction in 1898 by one Henry Albert Daddle. Does that ring any bells?
Sure. Henry Albert Daddle Sr. was my great-grandfather.
This sounds like
You're talking
Ned.
about the jade carving, right?
Yes, exactly. Wow, I can't believe my luck.
Well, it's a lucky life if you ask me. So what can I do for you?
I'm wondering if the artifact is still in the family.
Forgive me, Miss Drew. Who are you exactly?
I'm the deputy curator at Beach Hill Museum in
Sounds a little
Washington,
more-
D.C. I'm doing some research on jade carvings of the ancient Maya.
I see. Well, I was the last to inherit the carving, but my daughter Penelope was so intrigued with it that I gave it to her. I'm sure she'd be happy to talk to you about it. Why don't you give her a call on her line? It's 555-3197.
555-3197. Jeez Louise, I'm calling literally everybody on the planet.
Will do. Thanks, Mr. Daddle.
My pleasure.
That really sounded like Ned. I swear that was Ned's voice. I could be wrong.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again. This is a recording.
Oh, wait, no, that was wrong. Okay, hold on. It wouldn't let me do just 555-3197, so I wonder if it's the same. 1605. If it's the same area code and stuff as the dad's.
Hello?
Hi, is this Penelope?
Not even.
Oh, is this 605-555-3197?
Yeah, but no one calls me Penelope anymore. Except my parents, that is. To my friends, the art world, and anyone else who made it out of the 20th century, I'm Poppy.
The art world? Wait, you're not Poppy Dada, are you?
Ta-da! Ping ping! You win! Who's this?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm a detective.
A detective? No way! So do you get to wear a sassy tweed hat and pick hairs off dead bodies and gross, creepy stuff like that?
She's fun.
I don't run into too many dead bodies, luckily, but there's plenty of other creepy stuff.
So, where'd you get my name? Don't tell me I'm like wanted by the FBI or something. That would be too scandalous.
Not quite. Taylor Sinclair told me about you. I saw one of your paintings in his office, here in Washington, D.C.
So, how do you know Big Bunny Sinclair?
Big Bunny. Yeah.
I beg your pardon. Did you say Big Bunny?
Oops. Just a little nickname I accidentally found out about. He made me promise to abolish it from my memory. Anyway, about your acquaintance, you were saying?
Big Bunny, isn't that was from that piece of paper I found in Henrik's desk.
Taylor and I are both affiliated with Beach Hill Museum, also in D.C.
Has Taylor been pushing those Oaxacan cookies on you? You haven't eaten one, have you?
Why? Are they poisonous?
Let's put it this way.
His trip to Oaxaca was about 2 years ago, and he's been trying to move those rancid lard biscuits ever since.
So they're like 2 years old.
Aha! My suspicions are confirmed. I'll put that in my case notes.
That's hot. What's a case? Are there dead bodies involved? Do you need to, like, tap my phone or impersonate me or something?
Someone is stealing Maya antiquities, jade carvings to be exact, and leaving this scary red handprint at the scene of every crime.
Ghastly. So, what's with the red hand?
It's a threat.
It seems like some kind of threat, but to whom? And what is this thief really after? It's more than money, I'm sure of it.
Drama. So, where do the daddles come in?
I don't know. What did you do?
I got a tip that your great-great-grandfather bought a jade carving much like the ones that are being stolen. I'm hoping to take a look at it.
You mean that ancient green rock with the weird symbol on it? I slapped some shoe polish on it and stuck it in one of my paintings.
Why?
You're kidding. That's a one-of-a-kind Maya artifact, a piece of history. It's hundreds of years old. It's worth a lot of money.
That's the whole point. Have you heard the saying that a work of art is never finished, just abandoned? Well, I'm taking that idea to the limit by making art that will keep changing as different people encounter, perceive, and interact with it. I'm tired of artwork that says, "Don't touch." I'm all about letting go, about sending my work into the world and seeing how it continues to become. Don't you see? It's an organic process. I mean, how can people really relate to art if it doesn't come to life and grow and die just like they do? That carving is part of something bigger now.
Okay.
I can't imagine your dad would be very pleased about this. Does he know?
Oh, Nancy, don't be such a prude. Taylor's probably still got that artwork. At least, I don't think he sold it yet. Why don't you ask him? Tell him you want to see the piece called Deadly Midnight Snack. It's the one with the rubber shark.
Okay.
The one with the rubber shark. Yes, I've seen it, but I didn't notice any jade carving.
Well, take a closer look there, sweets. It's in there. If you really need the carving to crack this case, why don't you just go ahead and take it?
But wouldn't it ruin your painting?
Of course not. After all, this is a chance to enact exactly what I've been talking about. The organic process. Inviting my viewers to interact with my work. The deal is, you can take the carving, but you have to put something in its place.
Something in its place? Like what? An old shoe? A subway token? A movie stub?
No, it should be something more organic. Stay with the title, Deadly Midnight Snack. And don't be afraid to go way out. As an artist, I can tell you that inspiration bites in the most mysterious ways.
Okay, Poppy, if you say so.
Right on. But let's keep Taylor out of this. He'd probably blow a gasket if he saw you tampering with the merchandise. That's all art is to him, you know. Merchandise.
Okay.
I'll make sure he doesn't detect a thing.
Good luck, Nancy.
Thanks, Poppy. Bye.
So, okay. That makes sense. So now I've called her, and so that gives me like 2 of the jade pieces. I wonder if what I can add to it, Deadly Midnight Snack. The only thing I can think of snack-wise... Wait, maybe I can get into her office. Earlier I could not, but now I can. Weird. What's she working on over here? Ah, fascinating. Yes, I can tell by the smudges here and the lines over here that this is something really important. I have no idea what that is supposed to be. Anyways, let's snoop. Okay, Beach Hill Museum. That's that one. Diego de Landa ornamental carving covered bowl. This is that same packing list. But is there anything on here? I don't think so. I don't know why that would... important. Oh, yes! Now I can get into that other thing. Is there anything else in here that I need? No. Alright. Okay. That's not what I wanted to hit. Oh. Okay, wait. What am I looking at? First true king. Okay. First in record ownership for a year, star get Los Angeles California. So I certain feeling. Okay. I wonder if 1940 is the password for the box. Could be wrong though. Factory insurance policy. Oh, it's $800,000. That's expensive. I'll give you that. Rupert Starr hereby transfers title of the Pakal carving to the Serpentine Gallery. The carving is given in exchange for 37% ownership of the gallery. Rupert Starr. How much? Dear Taylors, you may have heard my longtime clients Felix and Miranda Peterson both passed away this summer in the heat wave. Felix was 89 and Miranda was 91, and by all accounts they lived extraordinarily full lives. Still, it's too bad their air conditioning unit went on the blink when it did, and I and all the citizens of Greenwich will miss them dearly. As you know, the Petersons had no children. Per their instructions, I am to arrange the auction of their estate and donate the proceeds to charity. As you may also know, the Petersons had a fabulous art collection, including several pre-Columbian artifacts that may be of particular interest to you. The auction will be held on February 7th. Please let me know if you will be planning to attend. Pakal carving, pre-Columbian Mayan artifact, classic period, jade, Pakal. Spelled Pakal weird. Shield glyph combined with Lord glyph. Felix and Marina Peterson transferred Pakal carving to Beach Hill Museum in exchange for agreement upon sum of a lot of money, $1 million. Okay. So does that mean it's fake or what? Come on. Take it. Alright. Anything else? Okay, so that's what I need to get for the snake. Is there anything else in here that I can snoop before I go? No. Is that supposed to be what the red hand is made out of? What did I come in here for again? I don't remember. My goldfish brain isn't remembering. Okay. But now I can get in here. Take that, I guess. Do I need to steal anything? Wait, is that one of the carvings that I need? I doubt this is here yet. No. Okay. But I want to know... Not there. Do I have any other keys? Yeah. I want to know... There, it doesn't go up to 9, so... Nope, it wouldn't be that. Okay. I don't know. What did I come over here for? For some reason, I can't remember. Why did I come here? I called the lady. Oh, yeah. Okay. For midnight snack, I think of... There's chocolate. Can I put the chocolate on there? No? Then what would I put on there for midnight? Deadly midnight snack. Huh. I don't know. Do I need to replace this yet? Deadly midnight snack. Oh! Maybe those cookies that he gave. Okay, it's probably too late. He's not gonna be there. So I gotta go back and sleep really quick. Because I'm assuming it's too late. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna sleep really quick. And then go over... Yep. Go over here, see if I can get... See if he'll give me one of his cookies, because they're deadly.
May I take a closer look at that wacky Dada painting?
Be my guest. I just had a call from Poppy this morning. She says she's in a really creative period right now. I said, please, sweetie, if you get any more creative, they're going to lock you up.
Pardon me a moment, Nancy. I'll be right back. I hope.
What? I'm gonna take one of his creepy cookies.
Poppy said to replace it with something organic.
Yeah, so now the creepy cookie's in there, and I have my first little carving. What a weird thing. Is there anything else I can snoop on while... This man's freaky. No? I like how he just conveniently left when I needed to steal something off of his painting. Alright, there's nothing else to snoop in here. But I got the first one. Let's go to the museum and see if I got the other one delivered here. And I also have the papers so I can get the snake. Is it delivered yet? No? Okay. Said today or the day after, so I might not have it just yet. So I can go over and talk to the consulate and give him the papers that I stole. Okay.
Hello, Nancy. You have a special delivery for me, I hope?
Promise me that you'll take good care of these documents.
Yeah, take good care of him. I have to give it to him.
Good work, my friend.
You're
I suppose
welcome.
you would like something in return?
Yes.
I trust your Nahuatl has become fluent again.
The Nahuatl word for snake is coatl. C-O-A-T-L.
C-O-A-T-L. Thank you.
I should get back to the museum.
Yes, you should.
Now comes the hard part, is trying to figure out the ham radio section. Alright. Okay. Which is in here. So, first thing is first. We need to decode the numbers. So, the station number. Okay, so we have to figure out. My voice in a second. Send a code, then send a code word. Okay. Send the item immediately. Coast is clear. So. Okay, so this is gonna take a second. So we have 2050. So, station number gives, then the smuggler station is 1247. Okay. 2050 Hertz transmits a series of 5 digits in Spanish with each transmission starting with attention. Write down the last 3 digits of the series and add a 0 to get... Okay. So I'm gonna have to get the numbers that it gives me really quick. Okay. And then I also need to send out... Leche. Send the item immediately. The coast is clear. Leche, isn't that the Spanish word for milk? And then up there's a sticky note that says buy milk. Okay. So I'm gonna get the codes here, but then I also need Morse code for these other words so I can send them. Okay. To enter a frequency or channel number, simply enter a 4-digit number on the numeric keypad and press connect. The button for your channel number is 2050. All messages are sent using Morse code. See appendix 1 letter at a time. Compose each letter by pressing either dot or a dash button on the Morse code keyboard. When you've finished composing a letter, press send. Okay. That button erases a series of dots and dashes that have been entered prior to hitting the send button. If you realize you made a mistake after hitting send button one or more times, pushing the back button will ignore previous messages. If you have transmitted an unrecognizable letter, transmission error sound will play. Okay. Good techniques will extend the life of your Dynaham 2000 model. Avoid exposure to liquid, solvents, bodily fluids, caustic chemicals. If the main radio tube has expired, it can be replaced with a standard radio tube. Caution, avoid placing fingers or foreign objects into the main radio tube holding socket. Electrical shock can result. That's fun. Alright, so I'm going to grab the Morse code for these different things. So C is dash dot dash dot O dash 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 A dot dash T is just dash and then L dot dash dot dot. C is dash dot dash dot dash dot. Okay, so then I'm gonna grab it for the other 2 words that I need as well. So L is dot dash dot dot. I'm assuming because it would give me those other 2 code words, and I would feel like I don't need to say don't send it now or something's wrong. I feel like I would have to say send it to me now. I have your money. So I picked the send to me now. The coast is clear and the payment has been sent. E is just dot. C is the dash dot H dot 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 E. So we already had that. It was just 1 dot. Okay. And the last one is dot 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 dash. So for V, right? Yeah, V dot 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 dash. And then A is just dot dash. And then C dash dot dash dot. And then S dot dot dot. Okay. Hopefully those are the words that I need. Alright. So let's go here.
The radio tube went out.
No. Okay. Good thing I went ahead and got this. Yay! Okay. That noise kind of gives me a let's try as much as we'll say siete. So 7.
Uno, dos, siete. Uno, dos, siete.
Okay, so that's gonna be 83270.
Siete. Uno, dos.
Okay, so now we can
It's
figure.
locked.
Now we can figure this out. That's no. Okay. The book. So yeah, siete is 7. Yeah. Ocho. Yep. Okay, so I got that correct. Yeah. So write down the last 3 digits of the series and add a 0 to it to get a 4-digit number. So the last 3 digits would be 270. 4-digit number. Add each of the original 5 digits and add the sum to the 4-digit number from the first step. Wait. So 2700. Okay. Add the original 5 digits together. So 8 plus 3 is 8, 9, 10, 11, and then plus 2, 12, 13, plus 7 is 20, right? Yeah, so it's 20. For just the number, this is the station that the smugglers will be. So from the first step, so add the sum to the 4-digit number. So 20 plus, so it's 2720. 2720. Okay, that should be it. Yes. Okay. Alright. So 2, 7, 2, 0. So I need dash dot send dash send dot dash send t what? Okay. Am I not on the right frequency? 2720. And then COATL. So my Spanish quadruple word for snake. Dash dot send. And then O. A is dot dash T is just this L dot dash dot. Do I just let it sit there?
Seven, the rear of 701 E7.
This might not be the right. Hold on. Maybe I don't have the right one. Okay. Write down the last 3 digits of the series. Why would it be 0? Did they say uno, not... Maybe I wrote down 0. Maybe... That's it. I'm just really stupid. Uno is 1. Why did I write 0? See? Yeah, it's 1. That's 1. Why? What in my brain thought that was 0? Oh my gosh.
1, 2, 7, 1, 2, 7.
Right, okay.
1,
Right. That's where I was stupid. Okay. We're gonna pretend I didn't do that. We're gonna pretend I didn't do that. Right. Don't call me out on that. I mean, you can. You can call me out. I was pretty dumb there. I knew that was 1. I knew it. I don't know why my brain said 0. Okay. Write down the last 3 digits of the series and add 0 to it. So it's 2710. Alright. Add each of the original 5 digits and add the sum of the 4-digit number from the first step. So I have to add 83271. So 8 plus 3 is 11 plus 2, 13 plus 7 is 21. So 21 times plus 2710 is going to be 2731. And that was our problem. Alright. We almost got it. We'll get there.
Transmítalo ahora.
Ah, yes, I did it. Okay. So, this is... And then...
Mensaje encendido. Transmítalo ahora.
I don't speak Spanish. No, that's not even Spanish. That's what? I don't remember what it was. Okay, so let's try this and see if this works. I'm sending the code word for the please send it now. So it's dash dot dash dot. Yeah. Okay. H is dot 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 dot. And then E is just another dot.
Mensaje recibido. Entregaremos el paquete lo más pronto posible. Cambio y fuera.
Pronto. I know what pronto means. I'm gonna pretend that I know what I'm sending. VAC. I need to do A again. Which I didn't write it down, so... But I already did it, so... S is just... Ugh! Wait. Is it not? I might have to do it again. Okay, hold on.
It's locked.
The first one worked, so when I said to her, send the item immediately, the coast is clear. I tried to send back this. Password, enter it Morse code and they'll confirm by voice and send a code word. I wonder if I just had to send the one and it's fine? Maybe. We'll wait and see. I might have done that correctly. Because I sent that and then she said something. But then she said something that I couldn't recognize, and then when I tried to send something else, which was one of the code words and it was correct, it said it was invalid, so maybe I didn't need to send anything else. But maybe I can go talk to him and see if he can translate for me.
Hello.
I should get back to the museum.
Adios, Nancy.
Then maybe I did it right, because he doesn't have to translate anything for me. I feel like reality orientation. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go to bed really quick to try to go to the next day. To see if my packages have come in. Maybe. We'll see. Because I think I'm getting close here. I just have to get my packages. Yay! A package! Okay. I've got faces. Do they need to be looking a certain way? Do they need to be looking at me? Okay, now they're all looking at me. So they need to be facing a certain way. Funny thing is I can do that with my eye. So I wonder if this one needs to be looking there. This one needs to be looking there. I don't know which way they need to look. Maybe this one needs to be looking in the middle. This one needs to be looking over there, maybe? And then this one looks over there? Okay. Okay, so this one just moves that one. That one moves the other outside one. So we want them to be... So if that one... I don't want them in sync. But that moves both of those. Okay, so this one moves the most. Maybe they'll have to be looking that way? No. want to say that that one looks that way. This one looks forward. And this one needs to look that way. But I can't get those two. These two eyes are like in sync, and I cannot get them. Because, like, none of the other ones move them. So no matter what, these ones are like in sync. So I wonder if they both need to look. I don't know. I wonder if there's any clue to this. So now they're all looking at me. Maybe she's like that, and she looks that way. That's the thing. I cannot make this eye look independently of this one. I wonder... Okay. I wonder... Okay. Let's see. I also wonder if we know what animal he's most afraid of. That was that one. I don't think the animal I'm most afraid of is in here. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Okay.
Hello?
It's me again.
Hey, Nancy. What's the latest, Nan?
Detective Drew, requesting hint, please.
Stop by the lab to see if you have any messages.
I'll talk to you later, ladies.
Watch out for stale cookies!
Will do. Maybe the lab will give me a hint as to how to open that. Message? Nancy, the police called. They want me to go down to the station for further investigating. Something about anonymous tip. Do you have time for this? No. Hold down the fort while I'm gone, will you please? I left my office open if you need anything. Be back soon. Joanna. Okay.
You have voicemail. Press 0 to retrieve messages.
Nancy, it's Joanna. The police are done giving me the 3rd degree, but now the board has suspended me. To make a long story short, I'm forbidden to set foot in the museum. Could you please call Franklin Rose and try to reason with him? If we don't get a move on, this exhibit is going straight down the tubes.
To replay messages, press 0.
Alright. Let's call our good pal Franklin and see what he says.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose. How may I direct your call?
This is Nancy Drew, calling for Franklin Rose, please.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, you must be psychic. I was just getting ready to call you myself.
Were you?
Oh, really? Why?
I feel I should apologize for the situation that's going on at the museum, dear. I really did think we were setting you up with a nice little internship, a breather from your casework, but instead it looks like we've fed you to the lions.
Well, in all my travels, I still haven't found a mystery-free zone, Mr. Rose.
Speaking of travel, I got a postcard from your father in Ouagadougou. Apparently, Burkina Faso has become the cultural darling of West Africa. He must be having quite an adventure.
Like father, like daughter. Anyway, Mr. Rose, I'm calling about Joanna.
I think I know what you're going to say, Nancy. Let me be frank. Joanna Riggs has been in the doghouse with the board for months. Her thirst for acclaim has led her to gamble the future and the reputation of Beach Hill time and again. Now that we've lost the Pakal carving, one of our most notable pieces, well, she's just got to be stopped.
Don't you believe she's genuinely concerned about the welfare of the museum?
Good intentions are no substitute for integrity and sound judgment, Nancy. Look, I've got a client waiting, Nancy. What we need now is for you to take up the slack.
Yes, me,
I've spoken to the rest of the board, and we've agreed that the best thing is to put you in charge.
Literally, I have no idea what to do with the museum. I'm just a detective. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Rose, I'm not qualified to be a curator. I don't have the experience.
Maybe not, but you are the best qualified detective I know, which is just what we need right now. We're counting on you to catch this thief red-handed. Ha ha. Just kidding, kiddo.
Har.
If you can get the Pakal back, we'll see about giving Ms. Riggs another chance. That seems fair, doesn't it?
It's a deal, Mr. Rose.
Bye, kiddo.
Bye. What does that have to do with the package? And did I enter the right thing into the ham radio? We will never know, because I don't speak that language. So do I just have to figure this out then? Maybe if I just click on it a whole bunch. What if I make them all go... What if I make them all... wall-eyed? I think that's what it's called. Okay, so they're not supposed to be wall-eyed. Are they supposed to be cross-eyed? Oh! Yeah! They're all supposed to be cross-eyed. Fair enough. Okay. Okay. So I got that. Now what?
Diego de Landa. I wonder if that's one of the keys.
It is, but I don't know how to get into that box. Look at all these boxes that I don't have. See, that's not the box I need to get into. I need this. I don't know. I don't know the password. Okay, so it's not one where you like press the button down and it stays pressed. Okay. I don't know what this would be. Because it's just 1113 isn't gonna do it. No. I don't know how to get into that box, though. I'll just say that right now. Is there anything in Sunny June's box? No. Okay, so... there's just a couple more things. I need to get into the base of that, which I don't have the thing. I need Henrik to answer for me, or someone to answer for me. But I don't know. And I'm allowed to snoop around in here, but there's nothing really else in here that I need. And there's not giving me any hint as to what to get in, how to get into that box. That's that lady. I already talked to her. Is there anything with you, dude? No? No, not really. Okay, so let's see if we can go talk to Henrik at all.
Good afternoon, young lady.
Henrik, I received a note from your friends in Copan. I've got the Copan Fool Key. I still need the Pakal, though. How's your memory?
The tomb. Nancy, I hid the Pakal carving in the replica of the Pakal tomb at the bottom of the temple exhibit. Huh. Now, how did I think of that? And another thing, you'll need to get past that computer quiz. Sonny set it up with an impossible question. No one knows what Pakal was afraid of, but Sonny was petrified of the Coatamundi. It's an ornery bandit with a narrow snout and a long ringed tail, much like a raccoon or a polecat.
Coatamundi. Okay. Ornery bandit. Yeah, I would have never guessed that. Polecat.
According to your notes, Pakal made a 6-part key to the Whisperer's tomb and scattered the pieces around the world. Do you remember anything about this?
6 keys? 6 keys? 6 keys! Nancy, what are the 4 corners of the world? North, south, east, and west. Plus the first king, Pakal himself, and the Copan Fool. When they're all assembled, they open the tomb. Don't you see? This is why I stole the Pakal, to prevent some other schemer from putting the key together.
Maybe I'd better tell Joanna what's going on.
You must keep this to yourself for now. It's your only hope of getting to the bottom of this.
Alrighty.
You rest up. I'll be back.
I'll do my best.
I like his hair. It's a nice... looks like blonde cotton candy. Okay. So that'll at least get us down there into the bottom. I don't know. Wait. Can I take this and add it to that? No. But that means that I at least did the ham radio thing correctly, because that was Henrik's thing. So I'm just waiting on another package from that other lady. So maybe I'll get that here in a little bit. But I need to go down here. I don't need that. I need to go down to the bottom of the pyramid here and get the last thing, so I can get into to get the Pakal in the tomb. They probably picked like the world's most awkward animal to try to spell in the for the quiz, so we couldn't guess it. Okay. Quiz. Okay. Woohoo! Congratulations! You have successfully completed the temple level 3 quiz. You have already solved the other activities. And here's your temple keycard to open King Pakal's tomb. Wow. Okay. I should also probably be able to leave out of that room too. But instead, I'm gonna go get into the tomb. Yay! I found the Pakal. Pakal was buried wearing a jade death mask so that the gods of the underworld would recognize him as a king and accord him the same status and respect as he enjoyed on Earth. Each of the jade pieces for this mask was individually carved down to the fine facial features. The pieces were then set into a wooden base. When Pakal's tomb was discovered hundreds of years later, the wooden base had rotted and the jade pieces lay scattered in the sarcophagus. The mask we know today then is a reconstruction. The original mask is on display upstairs in the main exhibition hall. Okay, that's actually really cool. Hello, dead guy. Poor dead guy. Alright. Cool. Ding ding, I get a glow stick. And I keep saying this over and over and over again. If Nancy is going to always be on a case, all the time, on a case, she needs... I'm gonna save it just in case. She needs to have a flashlight. Like, if I was a detective, I would always have a flashlight on me. That's just me. Like, I'd always make sure to have a flashlight and maybe like a pocket knife.
It's locked.
Yes, I know. Is there like a card holder area on it? Oh, it's right there.
It's too dark in here. I need a light.
Found the light. Is this place like special? That feels unsafe to be leading guests out here.
Something's missing here. Something's missing here. Something's missing
I
here.
wonder. That looks like it might be
Something's missing here.
Thank you. The calendar out of the display case, maybe? Maybe not. There's like a round-looking calendar. But it's locked, but I have the key now.
Wow, these are heavy.
Yeah, they are.
I'm not sure I can hold on to these stones for very much longer.
Okay, Nancy, we'll go take them and put them where they need to go.
I've got to put these things down.
I'm going.
Something's missing here. The poem said, when the first king ascends again.
I don't know. Okay, so first would be... That's one. So... These ones are a little bit harder to kind of see. So... I don't know if one is it. Okay. Yeah, I've probably been through all of them. I'll come back to that in a minute. I want to get the rest of, like, the Pakal pieces, and then I'll figure that out. I think I'm super close. But I want to see... I think I'm missing one more piece from the mail. No, but I also need... Okay, yeah. Nancy, please relieve me of these horrid fake rubies by offering them to the Maya god of refuse, if there is one. I have no love for imposters. Yay! Okay, so I still need another piece, and I don't exactly know how to get into this box. It's behind you and to the left. Yeah. It's the other piece is over here. But I don't know the code for the box, and that's what I'm looking up, is the last piece here. I just don't know the code. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. That's my last kind of piece. I don't know if it has anything to do with this here, but that's just the number. Wait. That's not what I want. Okay. I thought it showed something there, but maybe not. No, okay. Does this... I don't know why I can look at that table. Okay. I'm going to make one more phone call. That's not where I want. Nope. That's not. Because it's the last piece there, but I don't know where the code is.
Hello?
It's me again.
Hey, Nancy. What's the latest, Nan?
Detective Drew, requesting hint, please.
Now that you've found the Pakal carving, you can call Franklin Rose and clear Joanna's name.
You better explain that you can't give the carving back just yet, though.
That's... Yes, okay, great.
I'll talk to you later, ladies.
That's not what I'm wanting.
See ya!
But I guess I'll call him. It was Henrik, but not how we think. Henrik's
Boswell,
fine.
Jackson, and Rose.
May I speak to Franklin Rose, please?
Who may I say is calling?
This is Nancy Drew.
Me, Nancy.
Just a minute, please.
Nancy, how's your investigation coming along?
I'm making good progress, and the Pakal carving is safe and sound. But I'm afraid I can't tell you everything yet.
What in the world are you talking about?
I'm sorry, but I can't explain everything now. I'll take good care of the carving, I promise.
What can I say, Nancy? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Do what you have to do, but let's get this mess cleaned up, all right?
So you'll call Joanna and invite her back to work?
I'll call her right away.
Thanks, Mr. Rose.
That's what I'm here for.
Will Joanna maybe have the password to the box? Maybe? She's in here.
Thanks for clearing my name, Nancy.
You're welcome.
Honestly, I mean, what kind of moron would I be to try and ruin my own exhibit? Anyway, we need to make up for lost time. I need you to go to the storeroom and start unpacking some of those crates. One of the pieces has a fancy security device on it. The code is 0677.
There it is. 0677. Okay. She did have the thing. That makes sense now. Okay.
Sure thing, Joanna. I'll see you later.
Semper ubi sabubi.
I still don't know what that means. Okay, okay. Alright, so now I can get in here. 0677. Yes! Yay! Okay. So do I have to piece them all together then? Maybe like over here? Yes, okay. Do I not have all of the pieces yet? Hold on, what piece am I missing? Wait. Am I missing a piece still? Hold on, I got the one from the box, the one from the lady, from the friend, the Pakal, and then the... Why is it not letting me do anything? I don't know, am I still missing a piece? Yeah, because I only have 3 sides. Where's my last piece at? Maybe... Is it at the other
You have no voicemail.
Maybe I can make one more call. I never was able to get a hold of the museum, the other museum. Maybe it's there. I don't know. Because I got the one with the ham radio. I got the one from the lady. I got the call back. It's not... I must be missing a piece because it's not letting me do anything to it. Wait. Is that one of them? No. No. Is it in one of these cases? I'm confused. Okay, so it's not there. That's the mask, though. It's not there. Not there. Is it maybe inside of the... But don't I need it to open the monolith? I wonder what happens if I solve that one puzzle, though. Of the...
That looks right.
Yep. Cool. Okay, I did that. Yes. If I solve the puzzle out here of the... Okay, so it's like when the king rises or something. I could do it this way. Well, when did I even start on? That one. I don't think this is the best way to do this. Maybe if I talk to Henrik, he'll know about that. I could just sit there and guess it, but I feel like that would be very boring and not the best way to do it. Okay.
Good afternoon, young lady.
Okay,
you
maybe
rest
not.
up. I'll be back.
I'll do my best.
Alright, then I'm gonna... So, the curse upon whom beholds a terror, the evil deeds of the silent secrets remain in it with the prison stone, broken only when the four corners of the world are bound together. When the first king ascends the throne again. So that's the poem that I'm supposed to, like, figure out. What's that? When the first king ascends the throne again. When the last Copen fool is labored till the end of time. So, when the first king ascends the throne again. Is that... That's a... Oh, okay, I get it. When the first king ascends the throne again, that's the date of when he ascended, which is in here. Over. No, it's the next one over. Okay. He ascended the throne in 615 CE. Yes. But is there like a specific date that he did that? Born in 603, ascended the throne in 615 CE. But that wouldn't make any sense. Okay. Responsible, but wait. It says when he says the first prince ascends again. He's the 11th ruler. Divine descent, ruler, grand my same players. Can you tell his death? I don't know. Because it's saying the first one ascends. Is that it then, or no? I'm confused. Let's see. I'm trying to see if anything says anything specific. No. Distinctly group. Okay, no. I wonder if it's in the garden area. I know it said something. I should have written the exact wording down. Because that's the calendar, but I put it in there. Okay. I'll go read through the stuff in the garden as well and see if it says anything. Because I need like an exact... Oh wait, Pascal's Ascension, talking date of 6 Lamont. Okay, so 6 Lamont. Okay, alright, I know where to find that. Okay, that helps actually. I wonder if it'll let me go in through this exit here, because that would be so much easier. Yay! Is there anything in here? I don't think so. Can I get in here? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, if I go back over here to the wall calendar, it'll tell me what... Okay.
call Sheila Schultz at Chaco Canyon and see if she has a photo or anything that would help you track down the North Key.
That's what I've been trying to call. It won't let me call her.
I'll talk to you later, ladies.
We're rooting for ya. Yeah, you're doing great.
Is it finally gonna let me call? Because I've tried calling this number like 17,000 times, and every time...
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number.
Are you gonna let me have it?
Chaco Canyon Cultural Center.
Hi, I'm hoping to speak to someone about the theft that happened there recently.
Are you the press?
No, I'm a detective investigating a similar crime in Washington, D.C.
This is Sheila Schultz, the director. What would you like to know?
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from the Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I understand you had some rare Maya artifacts stolen recently.
That's right. It's a terrible loss, and the police here have no leads.
Beach Hill was robbed, too. We lost one of our prized jade carvings.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
I'm wondering if the robberies are connected. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the incident at Chaco Canyon?
Fire away.
Okay. See, I tried to call them earlier, but it wouldn't let me, so I was on the right track, and that's why I was stuck, because I couldn't figure out what else to go to.
I heard the thief left
But
a
if I let
red
me call-
handprint at the scene of the crime. Is that true?
Yes, it was very gruesome. It looked like blood, but according to the police analysis, the print was made with a mercuric sulfide paste.
Do you know of any symbolic meaning attached to a red hand?
Don't walk, don't go there, talk to the hand, as my 15-year-old would say. Really, I haven't the slightest idea.
What types of artifacts did the thief get away with?
Only the center's most prized pieces. The case contained 5 pre-Columbian artifacts that were excavated right from this area.
Ah.
Which piece would you say is the greatest loss for the center?
Definitely the jade carving. It was highly unusual. There was a glyph on it that no one could translate. Until we hired Henrik Vanderheun, that is. His opinion was that it's Mayan in origin, and that it may have been a place name glyph for this area. As you can imagine, we regarded it as something of a regional treasure.
Do you know that Henrik Vanderheun
See,
works for
Henrik's
Beach Hill now?
looking
Yes, I know.
suspicious.
His departure was a great loss for us.
Except it's not that suspicious because we know he hid it from the bad guy, unless he's lying to us. Maybe it is Henrik. Maybe he's faking his amnesia. I still don't trust that one guy, though.
Why didn't you mention the connection when I told you I was from Beach Hill?
I guess it didn't seem important.
Was Henrik still working at Chaco Canyon when the theft occurred?
No. It happened just a few days after he left. I remember because after the police left, the staff and I were so depressed, we went into the lounge and pigged out on the rest of Henrik's farewell cake.
Was Henrik on good terms with Chaco Canyon when he left?
Well, it was awfully abrupt. As soon as he heard about that monolith, boom, he was gone. For some reason, he just had to go study it. We weren't exactly happy about it, but it's not like quitting is against the law.
You're right.
Could you send me a photo of that jade carving so I can take a look at the glyph?
I'm afraid I sent our only print off to the insurance company. They said they'd return it, but who knows when our claim will be processed. I'm sorry.
I've just got to get my hands on a replica of that jade carving you lost. Do you have any ideas?
Not off the top of my head, but maybe one of my staff will have a bright idea. I need some time to ask around. Can you call back later?
Sure thing.
Feel free to call if you have any more questions.
Okay, so I need to call back later. So... I'll just take a little nap, or like a extensive sleep, and call back then. Let's see if they got any answers. This is like the last part.
Chaco Canyon Cultural Center.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew calling.
Hi, Nancy. It's Sheila. Well, we racked our brains. Finally, one of my staff came up with the original box that the carving was packed in. The piece was encased in a tight foam cast to prevent damage during shipping. I'm not sure how much good it'll do you, but I can send it to you if you like.
At this point, I'm ready to try anything.
Henrik left Beach Hill as his forwarding address, so I know what to do. I'll send it express.
Thanks a million, Sheila.
Good luck with your investigation.
Thanks, Sheila. Okay, so now I'm gonna take another nap. And hopefully it'll be in the mail. Okay. Alright. I think we're close. I can, like, taste it. I can taste the ending. So let's see. Is it here? Yay, it's here!
I bet I can make a mold from this foam core.
Probably could. Let's go try it. Is it in the lab, maybe, with that weird machine? Yeah! There it is. Okay.
According to Henrik's notes, I need to make a key out of these pieces.
Okay. So it needs to fit. So it's not that one. No. It's not that. Yeah, let's start. Yeah. No. Okay, so am I not allowed to, like, put that... I feel like that has to go on last. But why is it not letting me put any of them in here? Because I feel like this one definitely goes here. Okay. You can go on there now. Unless that's not your spot. Okay. Yeah, because you would go here. Why are you not going on? Come on. Okay. If I can get any of them, maybe I have to start. That's back to this one. There. That should go right in there. Why are you not going on? Unless I have to put the top on first. But it needs to go a certain... There it is. Okay. That's what it was. I'm stuck. My headphone cord is all stuck in my chair. Now I'm stuck. Okay. There we go. Alright. It's not that one.
Now I have the
Boom.
key.
Boom. Boom. See, I knew we were close. Okay. Let's just stick this in this other side over here.
I'll have to choose which side of the cube goes here. Nothing happened.
Not that one then. Yay!
I've already solved this part.
Okay, so I have to go around every side and do that. Okay.
It looks like a keyhole.
Yay!
This should be the last step.
Oh, wrong one.
I wonder what's inside.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what? That's actually insanely gory. That's just a dead lady. In this kid's game, it's just a dead lady. Yay!
Blank.
Who's your friend, Nancy? Boo.
Taylor
Told
Sinclair.
You. Told you I didn't like that guy.
Who'd
It's
you
his
expect,
mustache.
the Tooth Fairy?
I don't like him. I don't
Looks
like
like
him.
someone forgot her beauty cream. I guess we can't all age gracefully.
I can.
I'm sure she
You're
would
not.
say the same about you.
You've been a top-notch assistant, Nancy, but I'm afraid you're just not going to make it in the art world.
I didn't like you. It was your mustache the whole
Why
time.
are you doing this?
Nancy, do you have any idea what that book contains?
This tomb and all of its contents belong to Mexico.
Finders keepers, I say. Nobody even realizes this thing has any contents. Won't they get a surprise when they finally open it up and find that it contains a 7th century scribe and a 21st century detective? Adios, Nancy.
Yay! Okay.
Something's missing here.
So I gotta figure out how to get out.
I'm starting to run out of air in here. Something's missing here.
Does she have anything on her? Ew! Anything in her hands? Okay.
I gotta get out of here.
Did I do it?
I'm suffocating in here.
Something's
Let me
missing
out.
here.
I'm trying, Nancy. I can't see. I'm gonna kill Nancy. Well, I put that in the eye, but then now what do I do? Are you holding anything else?
This may be the scribe's notes about Bacall.
Oh. Yes!
Behold, our heroine emerges from the tomb, like a mermaid from the sea.
Meanwhile, the foolish villain stews in the sour soup of his own miscalculation.
Henrik magically
From
walks out
deep
of the
in the
hospital.
recesses of time, a wise royal scribe whispers her thanks.
And a priceless chapter of history is rescued from obscurity. Way to go, Nancy!
He's so creepy.
What in the world? Ah! Confound you, Nancy Drew!
Dear Dad, it was great to talk to you
did
on the
it!
phone last night. I can't wait to see you back in River Heights where I can fill you in on the whole story. Can you believe that your own daughter was recently standing face to face with a real mummy? Now that the scribe's book has been recovered, I understand how important it is and why Taylor thought he could make a fortune selling it on the black market. The book contains one of the only personal accounts of Maya life in existence anywhere. I'm sure it'll be a tremendous addition to our knowledge of the Maya once it's translated, that is. And now that Henrik's memory is back up to speed again, I'm sure he'll be itching to get to work on it. Taylor Sinclair won't be making any art deals for a
creepy
long
little
time, though,
man.
that's for sure. I guess I
Think
shouldn't
he'll
be
able to
surprised
get
about
carrots on the
Alejandro's
black market
discovery
in
that the Pakal
prison?
carvings provenance documents were faked after all. When Franklin Rose and the board found out, they arranged to return the artifact to Mexico right away. Mexican officials are so happy to have the artifact back, they have pledged a new era of diplomatic relations with Beach Hill. Joanna sure learned her lesson about making deals with shady operators like Taylor. The board has agreed to give her another chance as long as she reforms her business tactics. And what else? Oh yes, Poppy Dada's announced a new direction in her artwork. All her new paintings are going to feature, what else? Mysterious red handprints. So I guess everyone is taking off in new directions now. I'm going to stay and help this exhibit get launched, but I'll see you back at home in a couple of weeks. Have a safe trip home. Love, Nancy.
Bye.
Dear Nancy, Bess and George told me you're on a case in D.C. I hope everything is working out for you. I wish I could say the same for me. I'm planning on living here, but there's been some trouble. I think someone or something doesn't want me here. Please, Nancy, I'm afraid I can't stay here very much longer. I know you're busy, but I'm desperate. I need you to come out and investigate. Please say you will. Your friend, Sally.
Is that for Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake? I think that's for the next one, Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake, which is what we are going to play next since we just finished this one. So, guess we caught him red-handed. Ha. I'm so sorry. But anyways, we finished this Nancy Drew. We got through it. Not my favorite one. Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake is also not my favorite, but after we finish that one, we get into the really, really good Nancy Drew, so I'm super excited to continue on with that. So make sure you come back next week when we start Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. I hope you had a good time. If you want to see the beginning of Nancy Drew and the Secret of the Scarlet Hand, it is up on my YouTube page, as well as all my other random Nancy Drew stuff and also some other fun stuff, so make sure to check it out there as well. But I hope you had a good time. Thanks for hanging out. Make sure to come back next time for some more Nancy Drew. And I will see you later. Don't forget to stay awesome.